Good evening, everyone. We are live, and Hidden will be joining us shortly, but your other host, Justin, aka Pocket Aces, is here with you, and we have a special guest today, Badgerland Crypto, who will get describe himself in a moment. Before we get started, if you don't mind hitting that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, we'd love to keep growing. I hit 2K like a week ago, so it's been pretty exciting and pretty crazy, the growth that we've seen in the channel. And for today, we're going to talk a little bit about mining, a little bit about, like we always do, kind of a little bit about everything. But if anybody has any questions, do put them down below or down in the chat. And first off, I guess, Badger, if you want to do a little overview of who you are and what you're up to.
Yeah, so my name's Justin as well, spelled the right way, Justin.
Wow, digging me already, and I've just got on my channel.
Then I've been involved in crypto for about 4 years. Been mainly mining and trading for the most part. So started out trading, then got into mining, basically ASICs from the beginning. And then just kind of fell into figuring out that I can source some of these miners cheaper than a lot of other places can. So I just kind of ran with it there and turned it into a business.
Nice. And I put the video or the link down below if anybody's interested in stuff like that. Mining obviously is a neat way to earn some passive income. I guess there is its challenges, and maybe we'll go through a little bit of that as we go through today, because obviously there's expenses and electricity, and sometimes you have to run at a loss or at a break even, I guess, for a little while before you really see the benefit of it. But right now, like any bear market, it's kind of the good building time, I guess, for it, if you will.
Yep.
So I don't know, what did you want to, if you want to go into that at all? And
yeah, so I guess just starting out, like some of the challenges, like you said, are going to be the biggest one for me is it's a challenge and it's a benefit is the heat that's kicked off by these things. So like I use it to benefit in the winter. I heat my house with it. So I haven't turned our furnace on this will be our fourth winter in Wisconsin.
Nice.
Then it's a challenge in the summer because you don't want to be cooling your house with all that heat in it. So you want to get that heat out of your house. So that's a big challenge there. The other barrier, two big barriers are going to be the noise that some of these kick off at like 75 decibels for the most part on average for the bigger ones. And then the upfront cost that you have to basically front.
Yeah,
for the machine itself.
Yeah, and then try and earn on that to make sure you get your money back on that, plus make some money on the end, which again, really, you kind of have to hope for the bull market to come before you're going to see that really in the most part.
Yeah, so like for me right now, I mine, and the way that I DCA into crypto for the most part is mine it and then pay the electric bill out of pocket.
Okay.
And then just hold on to the coin and hope it moons in the next bull run, and then instead of making maybe $200-$300 a month off of a miner, that 300 turns into 500, 600, 700, 800. So
yeah, and I've seen a few guys that I've watched. I haven't gotten into it myself. Once I actually get rid of my full-time job, that's going to be one of the things I'd like to do is because I've always loved tech and stuff, so I'd like to start playing around with that for sure. But I don't have time for any more hobbies right now.
yeah, you and me both. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess quick happy family day to everybody in Canada, and I guess happy President's Day in the States, I guess, for you guys, eh? We all get a holiday today. So, and I don't know what you would quite mean there, Gabo. Going to mine on a very cheap third world country. Like actually while mining? Just going through a couple questions. We'll get back to some of that chat. Pierre, welcome. No, never late. You can always go back and watch us on 2x speed if you want to catch back up pretty quick. We just got started. I just actually, if anybody hasn't seen it yet, I did a little video with kind of a 1K challenge, put 1K into 4 different projects. I did choose Fathom. That might have been a little bit funny, but they have some stuff that's coming out, and I'm quite curious about them. I've been talking to the founders for a little while now, so I'm curious where they're going to go with it. So that's why I had it in there. And then funny Toro here in the President's Day, only known mattress. Nice. Yeah, interesting. So I guess what's I guess, is there anything that's good and bad to mine right now? Do the different tokens have any, or the different miners have any different pros and cons in this type of market right now, or is it?
I
You kind
mean,
of make this up?
if you want to be profitable, you have to mine altcoins. So
Okay.
alternative coins, you can't mine Bitcoin right now at home really and be profitable. I mean, if you have top of the line equipment and a good electric rate, you might turn a couple bucks a day. But that's really it.
Okay. And is that using GPU miners, or can you do that with the others?
That's with the ASIC, so the application specific integrated circuit. So those are miners that do one thing and only one thing. So they mine the crypto that they were built to mine, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah, because I think the L7s do both.
They do. So that's a little different. That's called merge mining. They do Litecoin and then Dogecoin piggybacks on it, basically.
Awesome.
So they're both on the script algorithm. You can just do them at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. And so you're using the same power to do the same, to end up double the benefiting, I guess, kind of thing. Yeah. Neat. And guys, as always, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, don't hesitate to drop them in the bottom, and I'll pull them up during our chat.
And it's funny you mentioned that. So I wrote an article about what would happen if Doge, because there were rumors. I doubt they do. I don't think they will. But like,
that's right too.
Yeah, what happens if they go proof of stake, or if they switch to a different algorithm with the L7? So it'd be a couple interesting outcomes there.
Nice. Yeah. And Hidden has joined us. Welcome,
How's
sir.
it going, guys?
Good. Badger, Hidden Badger. So we just kind of got started, nothing too crazy yet. And then taking a few questions as they come up from the audience. And somebody's doing a nice plug for himself. Well, sort of for himself, but fifth leg on the planet. Yeah, I guess I talk about my table being four legs right now that I'm doing with this other thing that I'm doing, but other YouTube kind of thing that I'm doing. Nexus War, I'll be getting in there, but it won't be part of my legs, I don't think, because that's more of a not luck. It's going to be some neat. I'm really looking forward to that protocol launching tomorrow. So. In the private sale, so no worries. I will be heading to that. If anybody doesn't know about that, I do have a video on about that, and I'll probably have an AMA with the founder in the next couple of days during their pre-sale, because they're going through that for the next couple of days. But anyways, digressing. How's Hidden today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic. A little tired, but that seems to be always my Mondays when we get on this. Mondays after I didn't have to work today, but I still worked a boatload today on crypto stuff though. So Badger was going through some mining stuff, and then you said you do some trading too, Badger?
Yeah, so that's kind of how I got started in crypto, is just trading, like in technical analysis and all that stuff. So I have a math background, so that was technical analysis is really, really interesting to me. And then figured I should know something about what I'm investing in, the coins I'm investing in. So that's when I kind of was exposed to proof of work, proof of stake, and mining and all that stuff.
Nice. Yeah, and that's what we've done a little bit of that on here. Hidden does his own little TAing with us and stuff, so it's kind of fun to go through that kind of stuff. I still haven't gone into that hobby too crazy because time, that's my biggest enemy, but that's where I get to learn from all you guys.
That's the biggest time suck that I've been exposed to, is learning TA. Like,
I'm sure
just so much.
And you were saying, so you have a project that you're developing right now?
Yeah, so I'm working building out my own like fractionalized mining farm. So I'll get a lot of people that'll call me up and say, hey, I want to invest in mining, or a miner for my house. And me having a conscience doesn't work well in this business, because I can't sell them. I have to make sure that it's right for that person, because the last thing I want is for a customer to have buyer's remorse on something they spent $5,000 to $10,000, $15,000 on.
Yeah.
So having those conversations, like, there's a good number of people that want to do home mining, but don't have the ability to, or it's just not the right thing for them. So giving them an avenue to invest in like a larger mining farm where they get those rewards from it.
Nice. Yeah, that works. And I guess by the way I'm hearing that is, it's not, as you mentioned, I think earlier when we were behind the green screen kind of thing. So that's not using NFTs or anything, but you're just basically, is it almost like it's not a token, but
It's basically a membership to our club. So we have a set number of memberships. You buy the membership, and then that gives you a share of the rewards.
And can you buy more than one then to have a larger
Yeah,
share? Okay. Yeah. So it acts, I guess, sort of similarly
it's
to
it's similar. It's just a different way that we went about setting it up to make it NFTs. While I see the benefit of them, it's still it would be a barrier to the customer that I'm going after, I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just going to Dave here had a quick mention. So is your average income in mining fairly consistent? I guess that would be
It's
no.
wildly inconsistent.
Yeah. I can imagine.
So like last year, leading up towards the end of the year was a very good year. This year, not so much. We'll be taking advantage of write-offs and operating basically at a loss to offset the little profit that we did make.
Hidden, do you have any questions? I know you kind of just got here, but any mining questions that you've ever had sitting in your back pocket that you've never been able to ask?
Not that I can think of at the moment. I'm sure I will, though.
There you go. Okay, well then I guess we'll jump around subjects a tiny little bit. I was going to leave this to later, but I was going to write to Pure saying, have either of you guys noted or heard about Ultimo NFTs?
Yeah, is that the Bitcoin?
No,
But
it's a credit card.
Oh,
Yeah. So there's a 3K NFT that you get that gives you shares in the credit card fees. Almost like, I guess, for lack of a better comparison, it would be almost like Stable Funds Rocket. You got portion of the fees paid to you for holding the rocket. This NFT, you'd get portions of the fees that are earned for people using the credit card. But basically, it's an offshore bank account, so it's kind of a way to kind of hide your spending, I guess. So from my end.
So you get part of the fee that the credit card gets for the customer using it, not part of interest payments.
That's what the NFT side of it is, and then there's a regular $600 credit card, which I think Gabo actually just mentioned there. So you can buy the NFT. There's very few of those left, 200 I think in some, and that'll give you shares in the company that gets you shares of this fees. And then there's a regular card you buy for $600, which is basically an offshore bank account where you can use to funnel your crypto into, and then use the credit card out and about to pay for things. And when you pay $600, you get 150 into your credit card, and the rest of it's the fees to open up the offshore bank account, basically.
Man, I'd want some of that interest too.
Yeah. Well, it's not really you don't pay interest on it. You just pay your transaction fees like you would a Visa, like 4.5%, I think it is. So
is it kind of like a debit?
It's kind of like a prepaid Visa card.
Oh, okay.
It's the best way to put it, because it acts like your bank account, sort of. So yeah. So I have heard of it, obviously, but I don't have any intentions of hiding my spending and my earning in this space. I'm going to set up a company. I'm going to set up some other things to help bring my earning out of it into fiat. So I tend to avoid that idea, but I will be talking to a lawyer and checking out whether he thinks some value, and I'm not kind of circumventing the system. So, is it down to 80? Okay, he's just saying there's 80 of them left. So, because it is free for the NFT.
There's something else in there about Paraguay being a good place to mine, and that's definitely a place that's come up recently as a very good place to mine in the last month or two, based on some of the regulations and laws that they're putting in.
I can see that happening a lot. Countries kind of becoming favorable for certain things in order to draw that market to them, right? So
so it's like that, and then there's some African places as well that are trying to utilize the energy that they have.
Yeah. Very cool. I'm just trying to see what else was in here. Shares very low at the moment, so better. Yeah, you're gonna really keep pushing that Nexus, eh? Cool. So, and it got a launch date for the project, for the mining project, or?
So we've raised about 500,000 of our goal so far. So we're hoping to start building here in the next probably 2 months.
Cool. So we'll take some time. And the memberships, are you paying that fee monthly, or is it just?
It's just a one-time, basically, token fee that you have to pay. It'll be $25 basically. So just something to basically keep the membership active
Gotcha.
per year. It'll be an annual.
Oh, okay, so $25 a year, and then whenever you've put in based on how many shares you want.
You get your percentage of the rewards. Yep.
Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, that's something a little different. That's nice. Oh, sorry, I got my Telegram going off. Close that down. Sorry, I was just putting down how much can you make with this a month. So I guess again, you probably can't really estimate that being in mining, but
yeah, I mean the ROI that I have projected, and I based this on basically a $17,000 to $20,000 Bitcoin. So things from a few weeks back before we had this little run up, you're looking at like an 18-month ROI.
Okay.
So you get your initial investment back in 18 months, and then everything after that would be profit.
Now, is that based on the prices now, or is that based on projections?
That's based on year one being at like $17,000 Bitcoin, and then year two being at prices like we have today. So it's pretty conservative compared to some of the projections you'll see in this space. So that was another difference between me doing like an NFT project and wanting to put out like realistic rewards and things like that.
Gotcha. And then I guess with that, so your mining is only Bitcoin?
No, we'll be mining 5 different coins. So we'll be doing Cadena will be our heaviest, and then we'll have Litecoin, Dogecoin, CKB, and Bitcoin.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Cool. Anything you wanted to? We don't need to go. We can bounce around a little bit. But Hidden, was there anything you wanted to get into today?
No,
like a hole in your pocket. Yeah, we kind of brought you in by surprise. I forgot about President's Day. I should have told you earlier.
It's all good.
So
completely forgot today was Monday.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the long weekend, gotta love it. And I didn't.
Oh yeah.
I was supposed to go and see some friends, and I also kind of got tied up with stuff, and then forgot all about it. And I'm like, crap. So. Can you explain the difference between, say, blockchain node server and mining server? Yeah, I mean, I guess they're sort of one and the same, but they're on different types of chains, I guess, really is the way to. Anybody want to elaborate on that? Don't all speak at once.
I mean, are you talking about the server being the machine itself, or?
Well, I'm assuming he's talking about, well, I guess extrapolate, Dave, but are you talking about like nodes as in like a validator node where they're running the like a blockchain of sorts on a proof of stake kind of environment, or are you talking?
Or like a Bitcoin node or?
Yeah. But I guess if you're talking a validator node, okay, so validator node, sorry, you said yes, but I guess we gave 2 answers. If you're talking about validator node, then it's basically, yeah, you're looking at one is on one type of blockchain, one's on the other type, whether it's proof of stake or proof of service, or not proof of service. What am I thinking of?
Proof of stake.
Proof of stake and proof of work. Yeah, sorry. Brain dead for a second there. So, and they both, I guess, I mean, validator nodes are going to also increase in value as, if I remember or understand correctly, they're going to increase in value just like when the token does, sort of, because there's going to be more action on the blockchain. So you'll make more during those higher use points kind of thing.
And then you can run a node on like the Bitcoin network that helps like decentralize it too, is another thing you can do. It's not a validator node, but it's just
I actually didn't even know that for some reason, or I hadn't.
Yeah. So like with the Apollo Bitcoin miners, they're like $800 on eBay or something like that. So you're not going to make anything. What you're basically doing is supporting the network.
Oh, okay. So
you'll make something, but you're not going to make a ton.
Okay. Well, and you're not projecting a ton, and you're not spending a lot on electricity, I'm presuming, with those either. So.
Yeah, no.
So you're just if you're
just for those hardcore degens,
the maxis, yeah. So the validator. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, that's somebody saying something. So the validator nodes, yeah, they're just different in the sense that you're buying them in large quantities. So like an Ethereum node is like over 100K, I think, or something like that.
32 ETH, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. That's so 32, and that's what they're at 1,500. So yeah,
like 17 now.
1,700 right now. So 32 times 1,700. So we're looking at
53,000.
So they were at some point, yeah, I guess at 100,000. They're half that now, so they're a little better value. But something like a DAG node, for instance, they're less because they're like, yeah, I think you need 100,000 DAG, and they were at as low as 12, 14,000 at one point. I haven't checked in a little
Or
bit.
like a Flux node.
Yeah, which are cheaper too, but again, you're going to get less rewards kind of thing for it. I gotta get a sturdier desk. I'm shaking when I move my mouse. So yeah. Any other questions from the audience? Don't hesitate to throw them up here. Anything else you wanted to get into, Badger, or we can just have some general convos amongst ourselves, whatever we want to get into?
Yeah, I mean, what are you guys thinking about just mining in general, like the future of it?
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on what. Go ahead, Hidden. Sorry, I'm talking so much. It's hard when your face isn't there.
It's okay. I was, with thought of regulation coming up, I don't know. I feel like mining in general is, the future is up in the air, whether or not you can actually do it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons, like in my plan at least, is looking for sites and states that have come out in support of crypto mining. So like Montana has recently, Louisiana, Texas, obviously. But then there's other states too that are coming out in support of like defending your right to mine crypto, essentially.
Yeah.
So I think there's, unless something nationally or federally comes out that limits crypto mining, I think there's always going to be a place for it in at least half of the United States.
Yeah, well, then they're always going to be like that, right? Divided between them. And again, there's other places in the world that still support it and realize that there's some value to it if you use like Musk miners and a few other ones that use the flare gas in order to
like fraction mining too.
Yeah, fraction mining. Yeah. So, I mean, there's lots of options to kind of diversify that mix so that it's not as much of a hamper on the environment sort of thing, as they say. And again, there's also arguments even that just doing regular plugging it in is really not that bad compared to other things we waste on in our lives, right? And the amount of garbage we throw out and all this other stuff. Like there's so many things that are so much worse.
Yeah,
very true.
But unfortunately, the government likes to stand on hills of things, especially the Parliament building, on different things that kind of bring them attention and newsworthy clicking.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yes, I mean, I see mining I see it being around for a long time. I see it potentially playing a role in renewable energy development. Companies are going to try to get cheaper and cheaper electric, especially as prices go up all over the world. I mean, I see both sides of it, but obviously as somebody who loves mining, I lean towards the side that has a future. So
yeah, and you got it right. Like there's hopefully going to be always a fight to keep it going, and that's all we can hope for, play on, and go from there. So, anything else, guys? I'm trying to think of what else to get into on mining. I haven't, like I said, I haven't done it myself. I want to. I have the desire. I'll probably start with Flux just because it's kind of easy. I think, from what I understand, is one of the things. Do you do Flux at all, Badger?
I don't. It's one of those hobbies that's on my, I guess, the tier one hobby that I want to get to. Nice. Just haven't gotten to it yet.
And have you done any other? So we were talking earlier about kind of spec, or not spec mining. What's the word when you're kind of just trying out different tokens?
ASIC.
No, just I'm thinking more like with the GPUs and stuff, where you're just sort of
spec mining, or
I guess it's spec mining, right? Your friend Andy does it all the time. Like he does a lot of different tokens and stuff. So I wonder, was there anything that you play around with there, or you just really stick to your ASICs?
I really stick to my ASICs for the most part. It's just what I know. It's what I'm comfortable with. And I mean, to me, I've always said, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I mean, GPU mining and learning more about it is, again, one of those things on the hobby list.
Yeah. That's exactly the same with me. So have you done any mining hidden, or just
I have not.
You have not. Okay.
Never had the the money to get into it, nor the computer power. So.
Just
Yeah,
wish,
there you go.
just wish you could go back and just whisper to yourself like 5-10 years ago, like, hey, mine Bitcoin with your laptop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of us that if we could do that, it'd be interesting to see how the world would change when everybody all of a sudden did it at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, crazy. The trust was not there yet, I guess, for it. So
No.
So guys, again, the audience there's a few out there. So if you have any questions on anything, don't hesitate to bounce them off. We can jump to different subjects. As always, we're pretty fluid. We just like to have some chill chats for half an hour to an hour with everybody. So please don't hesitate to drop them down there. Anything on the TA side of things? I guess if both of you do a little bit of it, anything happening? I guess the market's been kind of flat.
It seems like it's trying to flip. I don't know how hidden you might disagree, but it seems like it's trying to flip 25,000 as resistance to support.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps poking its head up above it, but coming right back down.
Yeah, I don't think it's there. It wants to go up, but there's nothing in the world news wise that's going to allow it to just take off like it wants to.
Yeah, because then the other thing I noticed too is the altcoins, for the most part, are still where they were when Bitcoin was at like 23,500, 24,000. So Bitcoin's gone up closer to 25,000. But the altcoins haven't followed really.
Which makes sense too, because we've got so much less money in crypto than we had before, right? Because there's been a lot of people running away with the rugs and everything else. So I can see that being the case.
So that's where I can see the market going up, but without that altcoin push, like it's hard for me to see it really getting legs.
I agree. Yeah. And Dave just threw out one here. So have you looked at the running these? So this is totally off topic. Well, not off topic, but onto a different topic, which I'm happy to go to. Have you looked at Amazon cloud services? Sorry, I guess not off topic. My apologies. So I guess, like Flux, I think you can use cloud servers to mine them just with money as opposed to GPUs and stuff like that. So I guess, have any of you, I'm assuming.
I think other ones are like, it's blocked or something. You can't use like the cloud computing, like Amazon won't let you, I don't think, use their computing power for hashing.
Oh, no way, eh?
I don't think so. I feel like it would be a massive market if they did.
Interesting. Yeah, that's odd. I never would have thought of that. I thought everybody could kind of do what they wanted within reason, as long as it's not illegal, I guess. But the only one I know of is Flux that obviously does them, but obviously I'm assuming there's other, and I guess, and whether it's Amazon or any other cloud service, I guess there are going to be VPSs that will allow and not stop people from being able to do it. But I'm trying to think of what other ones are there other than Flux that do the cloud server.
Well, most of the validator nodes do allow you to do do it through some sort of service provider.
Yeah, the validator ones, the proof of work ones, I'm not.
I just think those are too network intensive. They don't let you.
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
That makes sense, actually.
I think it's the proof of work that I'm looking right now. Yeah, it's proof of work that they don't let you do.
That makes sense because they'd be eating up their friggin' servers, so they have to charge probably a ridiculous rate, which would then, again, offset it.
Yeah, because I mean, companies would have to pay more because people like us would be buying their
maxing it out.
Yeah.
Where some of us run our Alchemy Trades bots off of it and are probably using barely anything.
Yeah, which I mean, there used to be, and there still are, like cloud mining services where basically a company has the hash power up and running, and you sign a contract with them to buy that hash rate for 3, 6, 12 months, and you just pay for the hash rate. You don't buy the miner itself.
Okay, cool.
So it's a lot of it's not the biggest industry just because of all the scams that happened when it first started. But I think
I remember some of those. Yes.
Yeah, but I feel like there's something there in the future. I mean, there's a lot of risk and downside because if during your contract the crypto tanks and all of a sudden your hash rate's not profitable, you're just SOL every month.
Yeah, exactly.
As you pay your fee.
So got to be careful with it for sure. Gotcha. Anything you guys are excited about in the market right now?
I just want it to go up or down. I just
Same.
pick a direction. Either way, just pick a direction.
I actually wanted to go down for a little bit because I don't know if you know about iBots, but they're another protocol that I'm on with kind of, and we need some bots to close, and they need to they're in shorts right now that are taking forever to close. We almost closed them during the last dump, but so I'd like it just to go down and then it can do whatever it wants.
Yeah.
Because we're moving most of it over to Forex because that seems to be the safer play right now, is to being in Forex type of stuff because it's got more volume in it, right? So
More liquidity.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes it easier to get wins out of it. So it'll be interesting to see. Other than that, any news from Alchemy Trades Hidden?
Nothing at the moment. Actually, I might have something. Forgive me as it's taken forever to load for some reason. So it looks like we might be pretty close to a release date for V5.
Oh, you got me scared there. I thought you were going to say like really close to launching, but no, the release date. That's still good though, but that's cool. That's exciting because that's going to be lots of upgrades for us. And so no date yet.
Just read in real quick. No date yet. As soon as we get a date, we'll post it, obviously.
Yeah. Good. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. They're at least talking about it.
What's that?
They're at least talking about getting it.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's good. Yeah, other than that, there's been some, I mean, even DeFi has been a few exciting things happening, I guess, like a few more protocols and stuff just to kind of liven it up a bit. But unfortunately, as always, when things seem to start going, we had a nice rug this morning or this afternoon, I guess. That was awesome. I think it was called, I wasn't in it. So Hope, I think. Yeah, Hope. Of course it was Hope because that's a great name for it, eh? So it was a tomb fork, I believe, that had some.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it had some unique things to it, and unfortunately,
it was after like one day, right?
Yeah, it was pretty quick. I don't know if it was one day, but it got to the 2 million, just like that magic number that all the friggin' robot ones, the bot ones went to, and boom, they rugged it. And I don't know, it's so frustrating to see it because the mod, I wasn't in it at all. I didn't know anything about it until it rugged. But the friggin' mod was the face guy for the protocol, and he basically was still in the Discord afterwards, kind of going, "I was paid, I wasn't me." But he's said on AMAs that he was not part of the multi-sig. So obviously he was lying through his teeth. So as far as I'm concerned, he's just as much of an asshole as the guy that ran with the money. He's just a poorer asshole.
I just feel I'm very happy and thankful that the one and only project I've stumbled into is Kadena hashing. So
you're not even really a DeFi guy, so to speak.
I mean, I know a lot about the projects. I've quoted a lot of the mining projects, miners. I mean, I know about them, but not a DeFi junkie.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in between. I've done my share of DeFi, but now I'm more of try to be balanced. Although my last video is probably more degen when I'm taking 1K and putting it into 4 projects, but it's more.
Well, that's just fun.
Exactly. And it's there to kind of see if I can grow it. And if I can, then great. People see how it can be done. And if it doesn't work out, then hopefully it warns people that, hey, you got to be this is why you got to be safe in this environment. So be interesting to see how it goes. And Dave, I guess I missed this earlier, but he was excited for the Alchemy Trades new launch because I am too. I'm looking forward to playing around with that. Once I get my bot over to onto the Windows one, hopefully it'll work better than I have with on the VPS one they're hidden.
Hopefully,
so
it should.
Yeah,
I've been running one in the background.
So do you guys trade primarily with bots, or do you actually do some live trading?
I don't. Hidden, you do, I guess, eh?
Yeah, I do both. Yeah. For a while there, I was trying to get I did the trade and view webhooks through a site called Wick Hunter in Bybit.
I've heard that. Yeah.
and it was going pretty well. But I just don't have the money to pay for the absurdly high amount that TradingView wants.
How much is TradingView is like $100 a month now?
It's something.
For
It's
some,
ridiculous.
for
Yeah,
with the decent version or whatever.
the top tier was like $365 a year or something. I just don't want to pay that.
That's
Wow.
just so much. It's so helpful, but that's so much because then you have like your custom widgets and all that stuff too that you have to pay for.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's nice to have. It's just I don't have, $365 to shell out right at the moment.
Yeah. Oh no, I hear you. That's I do a lot of. I primarily when I do my just live trading, I'll do short and go long on Bitcoin, and ETH is pretty much all I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Easier to follow and kind of keep track of patterns and stuff, and in a few than to branch out for me at least.
Yeah.
For
Nice.
a while
Yeah.
there, I was getting onto brand new coins. Those are always fun.
Yeah, that's just like a slot machine to me. It's just
Yep.
put it in, and it's like, what's gonna happen?
I think a little better odds than a
chart
slot
and
machine,
watch.
but yeah. Yeah, and like Dave says, yeah, trading in bots, that seems to be the thing to do right now, but as long as you're doing it safely. I do like, and I'm going to go back into Astrobit and do some of their bots and spread into, I think, 2 or 3. I still have to talk to a couple of the guys that are running them because I get a little bit of a nice little bonus deal if I show them off on the channel, right? So I'll kind of show my as it goes kind of thing, how it's doing. So I might look at a couple of those where I'm not really doing the trading, but I'm still trading just because I don't have time to be doing learning the TA right now. So, but I do
learn the TA. It'll help.
I know. And even if I'm running the Alchemy or the Astrobit ones, I know it'll help. And I will get to that. It's just I need to get rid of the day job, which I'm getting close. I keep saying that lately, but it feels
I did that about 8 weeks ago now. So
nice. Congrats.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a feeling.
Yeah, it's a scary feeling. Having my wife ask me how much I've made every day. It's
like, just to keep the pressure on you, eh?
I know, right? It's like, can you not ask? Like, just once. Just don't ask.
What were you saying, Hidden?
Oh, I was just laughing at that.
Yeah.
Then you get the one day you do really well, and you're like, okay, maybe you'll stop asking for the next week. Nope.
What's next?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice thing with the modding stuff. At least it's a consistent income, obviously based on them surviving, right? So I'm up to more than what I make, I think, on my regular job, but you need a little bit more than that to leave it, right? So
yeah.
But it's also never a good time. So sooner or later, I'm just going to have to pull the trigger and do it. But
my wife was the one who gave me the final nudge. She's like, I think you're close enough. Just do it.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get is that. But unfortunately, she's a very conservative lady. I love her to death. But, but getting that hump is getting a little bit tough. So, and it's unfortunately getting tough and taxing on me because it's a lot of damn hustling in this.
It's a lot of work. It's because you do your day job, you do some of your crypto during your day job, and then
modding and
then you do
YouTubing
a bunch of crypto after work.
Yeah, exactly. No time for the family, but that's okay. They're pretty.
And I'll tell you, it does not go from 15 hours doing 2 jobs to like 8 hours doing one. It goes to like 12 doing one.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know it's not going to be still, but it'll still give some freedom of when I need to work.
Yes.
Which is nice. So yeah, not getting too many questions today. I see people here, but nobody's too lively today. That's okay. If there's no other questions, I mean, obviously, like I said, I don't mind going over other stuff, but I also don't mind cutting them out a little early sometimes just to give everybody a little more time back. But I'll give you guys another minute or two to throw some questions in. Otherwise, we can wrap it up on this Monday holiday. I won't mind getting to La La Land a little sooner today. Anything else, Hidden or Badger? Like, you guys got some floor time
on my end.
On your end. Next week, hopefully,
nothing too exciting happening.
Yeah, and I don't even know. Next week we'll have a VPS up, and I'll just start throwing stuff into Alchemy Trades every episode because I'll have it on Windows. Hopefully, have less problems. But
good.
There's a good question. A whole bunch of thumbs up. Hopefully, that's a thank you for all of us just babbling here for you. What do you got in the background? That is Muhammad Ali in the background.
Yeah, that's my baby right there.
Nice.
Ali and Ken Norton at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's cool. Nice.
And then I got up in the, I guess looking at my screen, the right upper right corner is Nolan Ryan punching Robin Ventura in the head after he charged the mound.
The mound, yeah, I remember that too.
Those are my two babies. I love those two.
Nice. No, thank you, Dave, because we wouldn't really have much of a show if you guys didn't come on and give us some questions and spend some time with us. So I appreciate it. And as always, guys, if there's anything you guys want to talk about or anything you want to theme on or anybody you want to try and have on, like this is just sort of our own little night talk show kind of thing where we can kind of do whatever. And I appreciate being able to be kind of fluid and go with the flow. But please don't hesitate to throw out some ideas at me or Hidden if you're in the Alchemy Trades Discord or my Telegram I've opened up now has gotten some pretty good traction. So if you're in there, you're welcome to throw some ideas in there. But we can kind of go wherever with it. So
I just started on Telegram too. I was reluctant for the longest time.
I don't like it. I still don't like it. I'm going to flip to a Discord at some point. This was easy to set up in 3 seconds flat, and I'll switch to Discord at some point soon.
I'm not a Telegram fan, but
neither am I.
It's a necessary evil for me.
Yeah, well, especially with like getting calls and stuff like that. I'm assuming there's different ones you can go on to that talk about the mining and whatnot that are pretty almost like news reels, I guess, if you will.
Yep. And there's some like verified sellers and sellers.
Oh, true, eh? Yeah.
Things like that.
Yep. You and me both. I had the first argument ever on one of my channels that I mod. Not argument, I shouldn't say, a discussion. And this one guy was hardcore Telegram. That was the first time it ever hit anybody that gave me pushback on whether Telegram was better than Discord or vice versa.
I don't know how you can even say you can't compare the two.
I don't even agree either. They were like, oh no, this is so much more easier to organize and it's not so messy. I'm like, it's literally a stream of chatter.
It's just a massive group chat that you have to sort through.
Yeah.
It's wow. See how much longer we can rip on Telegram here.
I'm also a gamer, so Discord, it just came naturally because that's where all of the people who I game with go on. So
yeah, I stopped gaming about when I started crypto, actually, I guess more so, but I managed an EB Games for a few years, so obviously was even bigger into it then for a little while. But Discord came out, I think, while I was at EB Games, and then I just never got into it until like very lightly, and then crypto happened, and now I'm hooked. And I'm learned it all and managed Discords and stuff, so kind of got to learn it quick. So, well, any closing thoughts, Badger? Any call to actions? I guess I put your website in. So your website specifically, I guess, is for the is for buying miners. If somebody was interested in getting into that kind of side of thing. Yeah. And it sounds like you'll have some pretty good discussions with them in making sure that it's the right kind of thing for them and how they need to go about it if they wanted to get into that.
Yeah, I know we talked about our wives and I love her to death, and it drives her absolutely nuts that I basically talk probably a third of the people out of a sale.
Yeah.
And it's like, but yeah.
It is what it is. And luckily the prices have come down too, so it's not as much of a thing, but at the same token, they could be very profitable if you could buy one and sell it in the bull market and make some pretty good money.
And that's honestly my play right now is to mine the coin, but flip the miner at this point. Like we're just
I expensive. Do have a question for you, Badger.
No, time's up.
Shoot, come on, Hidden.
Yeah, what's up?
How long are the miners viable?
So most are going to be good for, and I'll say most referring to like Bitmain, Gold Shell, IB Link, Canaan, Avalons are going to be 4 to 6 years.
Barring any like exponential leap in technology.
Well, okay, so viable, or I thought you meant functional. Viable.
Sorry.
Probably 4 years, I would say. I mean, unless crypto just absolutely takes off and prices stay high. I mean, with the older equipment, you need higher prices to make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's really the determining factor.
That's true. There's so many variables. That's the thing with mining is there's so many variables.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things I'll talk people through is just going through every aspect of it so that they making sure that they did their, because a lot of times if somebody's calling up to buy something that costs 5-10 grand, they've done some homework on profitability and stuff. So it's a lot of it's just double checking their work and pointing out things that they didn't think of.
Yeah, and well, even those KA3s, they've gone up and down in price already, and they've just finally started arriving for people. And they were up to what? I think they were started at 13K, and then they went down to 8 or 7. I think.
Well, they were released by Bitmain at 5,300. Then resellers sold them for like 6,500, and then quickly realized that they should have sold them for more. So a lot of resellers canceled those $6,500 orders so that they could sell them for. Yeah, so that they could sell them for more.
Yeah, crazy.
Like, I mean, could you imagine pulling the trigger on $6,000 and then having them be like, "Yeah, you can keep your order if you give us more money, or we'll cancel
it." Yeah, Frank. And then I guess lastly on the side for your project that you're looking at doing or in the middle of doing already, I guess any call to action there? Is there any place to go? Is the website still the plot spot?
So it's that website is badgerlandminingclub.com. So that's a real rough website. But
that would be the place to get to know about it anyways, at least in the meantime.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess just send me that link because I seem to be Badgerland crypto. What is it? Badgerland mining.com. I think I typed. No, I'm not typing the right thing.
I just sent it to you.
Okay, perfect. So I'll put that in the description of this as we close out. So anybody that wants to take a look at that, but there it is too if you want to just grab it quickly. And then I guess one last comment here. Cheeseburger, I use miners to heat my house in the coldest months in California. We can't realistically run them the rest of the time. Yeah. I guess California, that would be a hard one during the summer. Damn. You'd almost a separate building to run them in.
Imagine if everybody ran them, they'd have even more brownouts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no kidding. So great. Well, Badger, do you have anything else you want to say or goodbyes or whatever?
No, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I'm happy to hop on in the future too. Talk crypto, mining, everything, whatever you guys want.
Nice. And Hidden?
Sounds good. Thanks for everybody coming on tonight. Sorry I came in a little late.
How dare you?
I know. These long weekends, man, they get to you.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. All right. Well, again, thanks again, everyone, and hit that like button on your way out. And if you have any questions or comments or concerns, my Telegram will be on there. And as I said, I put some links for Badger's stuff as well in the description. And we'll have yourselves all a fantastic evening.